If you've been scrolling through endless listings, watching video after video, and still feel stuck between a good enough oven and the perfect one, this review is here to cut through the noise. You're probably wondering whether a bakery-size convection oven is really worth the floor space and the upfront cost, especially when a lot of the marketing talks about industrial power without telling you what that looks like in a daily kitchen routine. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'm going to walk through exactly how the Blodgett ZEPH 200 GES performs when you actually start using it for dough, pastries, and anything else you throw at it. First, let's set the stage. The ZEPH 200 GES is a gas-fuel, single-deck convection oven with a deep, bakery-sized cavity and a porcelain-coated interior. In plain English, that means you get a big, insulated space that can hold 5 full-size pans at once, and the heat comes from a gas burner instead of an electric element. For a bakery or a CAF that does a lot of batch baking, think baguettes, croissants, muffins, and even pizza, the ability to load multiple trays and keep a consistent temperature is a daily requirement, not a nice-to-have feature. The real question is whether the oven's design actually delivers on that promise without creating new headaches. One of the first things I noticed when looking at the specs is the porcelain interior. In a commercial setting, that coating is a silent workhorse. It resists the caramelized sugars and butter that inevitably splash onto the walls, making cleanup a lot less of a chore than you'd get with a bare steel cavity. In practice, I've seen bakers spend just a few minutes wiping down the walls after a batch of cinnamon rolls, compared to the scrubbing that's needed on older steel ovens. That translates into less downtime between batches, which can be the difference between meeting a morning rush and falling behind. The gas heating element is another point that separates this oven from many electric competitors. Gas burners heat up quickly and, more importantly, they recover temperature faster after the door is opened. In a real-world scenario, imagine you're pulling a tray of croissants out and need to slide another pan in within seconds. The ZEPH 200's gas system snaps back to the set temperature in roughly 30 seconds, whereas an electric unit might lag for a minute or more. That rapid recovery keeps the baking environment stable, which is crucial for products that rely on precise steam levels and consistent heat. Capacity is where the deep/bakery size claim really shines. 5 full-size pans means you can run multiple recipes at once without having to shuffle trays around. A bakery that sells both breads and pastries can keep a loaf of sourdough in one pan while a sheet of Danish pastries bakes in another, all at the same temperature. The deep cavity also accommodates larger items like whole loaves or a tray of pizza without the need to cut them down. For a shop that needs to maximize output on a limited floor plan, that extra volume is a genuine productivity boost. However, the single-deck layout also comes with a trade-off. If you're a high-volume operation that needs to turn out dozens of trays per hour, you might find yourself bottlenecked because there's only one cooking chamber. Multi-deck ovens let you stagger loads and keep a continuous flow, but they also cost significantly more and require even more space. The ZEPH 200 is best thought of as a middle-ground solution, big enough for batch work, but not a substitute for a full-scale production line. Installation is another practical consideration that can catch first-time buyers off guard. Because this is a gas-powered unit, you'll need a proper gas line, ventilation hood, and enough clearance around the oven to meet local fire codes. The manufacturer's manual specifies a minimum clearance of 12 inches on the sides and 24 inches behind the unit for proper airflow. In a cramped kitchen, that could mean rearranging countertops or even knocking down a wall. If you're renting a space or don't have a certified technician on call, the added cost and logistics of installation could outweigh the oven's performance benefits. The stainless steel exterior isn't just for looks, it's built to withstand the grease and humidity that accumulate in a busy kitchen. In the field, that means fewer dents and scratches over years of heavy use, and a surface that can be wiped down with a degreaser without worrying about corrosion. It's a subtle advantage, but over the lifetime of the oven it helps maintain a professional appearance and reduces the need for costly refinishing. Now, who should actually consider putting this oven in their workspace? If you run a neighborhood bakery, a coffee shop that does on-site pastry baking, or a small catering operation that needs consistent heat for multiple trays, the ZEPH 200GES checks a lot of boxes. Its capacity, fast gas recovery, and easy Toklian interior align with the day-to-day demands of those businesses. It also makes sense for educational kitchens or culinary schools that want a reliable commercial-grade oven without the footprint of a multi-deck system. On the flip side, if you're a home